side on Carter. Josh Smith with the bump. The foul is called. Well, free throws coming after this. Timeout.
Mike, well, look at this crossover. And then the big step. What an explosion. This guy plays with a ton of energy. Keep an eye on Horford now. He's been wearing out that right-hand spot in the midpoint area.
Contest. A fun-filled day. Unforgettable, too. Local arcade. Pair spent the afternoon playing games, making the youngsters dream of spending time with their favorite NBA player a reality. Neat part of the great efforts of Al Horford and the Hawks and the NBA, where caring happens. Well, Al Horford and the Hawks saw the disaster, the top two lines, what happened in the second quarter of Game 1, outscored by 18 and only 4 of 17 from the field. Here tonight, the bottom two lines in this graphic, plus 12 for the Hawks on the scoreboard. QB shooting over 50%. What has been the biggest difference in Atlanta tonight compared to Game 1?
Right. First of all, it's the shooting percentage. The shooting percentage, then the fact they're back scoring points in the paint where they led the league. So that's critical. The main thing is, think about it. They were only down at the end of the first quarter in Game 1, 25-23.
Right.
But only scored 10 points in the second and 11 points in the third. Well, already here they have 25 in the second quarter and playing Hawk basketball.
And this guy was unstoppable, Dwight Howard, in the first quarter, but got into foul trouble. Was lucky not to be in earlier foul trouble. 2 offensive fouls, now 3 for the game. Mostly a spectator in the second quarter. The Hawks have been going to the basket, and Marcin Gortat has just picked up his third personal foul with $1:13 to go here in the half. So he'll be both centers for the Magic have 3 fouls.
Yeah, that's big. And why? Because Josh Smith and Al Horford are being very active right now. And that's why we said at the beginning, if the perimeter guys can make perimeter shots, it opens up space because you must cover the shooters, and then that allows your big people to work down inside.
The Atlanta Hawks have hit all 14 of their free throws as well here tonight. We have the Toyota Halftime Show. Coming up next, more on LeBron's elbow and what needs to change for the Cavs in Game 3, and an update on the story involving Lawrence Taylor today, the Pro Football Hall of Famer, Stuart Scott, Avery Johnson, Jalen Rose. Of course, we'll break down this first half as well. Orlando had as big as a 9-point lead in the first quarter. The Atlanta lead, as large as 8, is 7 with 70 seconds to go.
Now the three-point ball right now, Orlando is 1 for their last 8. 1 for 8. They're 3 for 10 for the half. Okay, but the key is they missed the last. So you look at that, and you don't like that stat. You don't like the stat, not because it's 1-3, because now they were dynamite in the first half below the foul line, and now all of a sudden you are giving up points and you're trying to settle by forcing the long threes rather than work below the foul line.
Foul on Marvin Williams, his second, and Rashard Lewis at the line. Knocks down the first one, so we'll talk about Dwight Howard's impact on the game, but Al Horford's second quarter has negated some of that great start by Howard.
Well, like we said, Al Horford is 8th in the league. He shoots 55%. You know he's not going to go 1 for 7 again. At least you hope not, because he works so hard at his game. And it's so nice to see him shooting this high percentage.
Brandon Bass has checked in for the Magic as Lewis knocks down the free throws. Bass has played just 8 minutes in the first 5 playoff games. But remember, Hubie, a couple of years ago with New Orleans, he had a very good run in the playoffs.
Well, see, Brian Anderson couldn't play Horford in a matchup. So now they're coming with Brian Bass to match up with Horford.
Joe Johnson takes deep for right. Lewis was there for defense. Johnson got the rebound, and Bass went up to knock it away. Marvin Williams keeps it alive with a fresh shot clock. And Crawford to Johnson for 3.
There you go.
Joe Johnson knocks down the triple.
Isn't it nice when you hit play, good hustle on the left side of the floor, then when you get it out and you reverse it to the other corner, the man invariably is open.
Horford and Johnson have 31 of the Hawks, 57 points. And we lauded the Orlando defense when we came on the air. They've given up a lot of points here in this quarter. Bass over Horford. Rebound off of Petrus, and it will be Atlanta ball with the shot clock off here at the back end of the second.
Mike, excellent defense. A great challenge on that shot by Al Horford. He was right up in there, and then a little bit of a skirmish for the loose ball. Fortunately, it goes in the hands of Atlanta.
The Atlanta Hawks just had struggled scoring against Orlando all year in the regular season as well. Not in this half. Smith the putback. Missed it as we get to the end of the first half. And a 30-point second quarter for Atlanta to take the lead to the locker room. Very surprising turn of events here. Heather Cox standing by with Atlanta's first half star, Al Horford. Heather?
Al, during most of those timeouts, receiving an ice massage on that right leg. How, if at all, is that leg affecting your game?
I just got hit in there. You know, it's my thigh, so I just have to keep getting that ice and just keeping it loose. Drastic
improvement from game one to game two, especially in that second quarter. What changes to the game plan have been the most effective?
Well, I think we're going inside a little more, and you know, I'm actually hitting my outside shot. Game one, I felt flat, didn't have my legs in me, so I'm just trying to make shots tonight.
All right, it's working. Thanks, Al. Mike.
Thank you, Heather. 14 points in the second quarter for the number 3 overall pick, who they used to root for in these parts when he helped the Florida Gators win a couple